do. Peace now or never.
Let me start by saying congrats on the movie. I thought you guys did such a great job. But I do like throwing curveballs at the beginning of an interview before we get into this. So I think I have to ask the most important question. What was it like being student number one on Key and Peele?
That's crazy. Huh. What? How do you know?
I'm just curious what that was like.
Which Key and Peele sketch were you in?
This is crazy. It was not a substitute teacher one. I think it was just one with a teacher where where Keegan was he was wearing some sort of like rat tail thing, and Peele was like, he was just a goofy kid, like his name was Jimmy, and he would just like mess around in class and makes Keegan tweak out. But I played one of the students in the classroom like laughing at whatever Jordan was doing. And at one point, like, he grabs my hand, and Keegan grabs my hand and starts, like, slapping it. He's like, is that funny? Is that funny? It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I was, like, 13 or something. I'm so blown away that you've seen that.
Well, it's just, like, you have to throw curveballs at the beginning, and that's the way I view interviews. But I would imagine that was amazing for you, being that young and getting experience to understand what it's like being on a set.
Dude, yeah, it was a great time. I got to get out of school that day. I didn't even watch Key and Peele at the time either. I can't even remember how I got that role. But yeah, later in life, it was a fun thing to tell people that I was in a Key and Peele sketch.
100%. Jumping into why I get to talk to you guys. At what point did you realize, oh, wait, this could be a special movie?
I mean, almost immediately. Yeah. From the jump.
Yeah.
I think, seeing RaMell's previous documentary, Hale County, Good Morning This Evening. Yeah, it's very clear and obvious, and we knew. I mean, not to like sound so like overconfident. I had no idea what it would look like, but I definitely felt whoever I was telling as we were making this movie, I'll tell all my friends like this is special.
Well, I actually specifically want to talk. I loved the cinematography in this and the way he does POV. But I'm curious for the two of you, what was your reaction when he was telling you that's the way he wanted to shoot it? Because as actors, you're also going to be responsible for helping to bring the cinematography to life, with that POV perspective. Could you sort of talk about that?
I think we maybe really started to talk about it and realize that it was real kind of right before shooting when we were in New Orleans, and we were a few days out from shooting. But even then, we just weren't sure what that was going to look like, and we were game. Like, it was I think there was we loved the script. There was a connection with Turner, there was a connection with Elwood, and so it was like, however we're going to present this, we're in. And then getting to talk to RaMell and see how easygoing he was, how, he was going to be a great person to work with. It was like, all right, just lead us in the direction and we'll figure it out.
I'm always curious how actors get ready before the first day of filming. This is material that it really matters, and it's really important storytelling. So for the two of you, like, what was it like in those weeks and months? I don't know when you got cast, but getting ready for that first day to step on set where you felt like I can inhabit the person I'm playing and have that confidence to, pull everything off.
I think what was special about Elwood is that there was so much that I admired about him. And I think his kind of like my entry point to connecting with him was through love. It was through the love that he had, that was given to him by his grandmother Hattie. And that was something that I was, fortunate enough to be able to relate to. I'm fortunate enough to say that I was raised with a lot of love in my life. So being able to connect to that really helped. It's almost like hitting that entry point just informed everything else about Elwood that I admired: his intelligence, his bravery, his morals, his involvement politically in his community. So it was just about taking all of those things, starting with that one entry point, and then taking all those things that I admired and trying to bring them to life honestly. And yeah, that's what that kind of preparation looked like.
My casting process was kind of long. So I think I got the opportunity to live with the sides and kind of live with Turner for a longer stretch of time in the preparation process of it. So I think, yeah, by the time we got there, I had already done like the 5 long scenes so many times. So it's like, yeah, I was kind of already in it by the time the first day came. So I guess, I don't know, it was just a different way. I was gonna say fortunate, but it was just different.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I've spoken to so many actors and directors, and the most fascinating thing for me is there is no exact way to do it every time. Just every performance or every director works differently. Every actor works differently. There's no, there's no right way or wrong way. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That was me rambling. But so I'm curious, which shot or sequence in the movie ended up being like the real challenge to pull off, whether because of camera move, dialogue, whatever happened on set. For each of you, what was it?
This moment, the moment that's on the poster, that was that was a really cool setup. It's the only moment that you see both Elwood and Turner at the same time. In a scene while they're talking to each other. It's one of my favorite moments of the movie. And seeing that setup was pretty crazy. Like it was first like the camera on a track on on a dolly that was like looking up at the the ceiling or whatever it was at that surface, and then we had to like walk alongside it. And I remember, I think I was looking at a video the other day, and it was like me like walking and looking up and like walking and stepping over some of the tracks. And then that was for one aspect of it. And then they flip it and the camera is above us and we're walking and we're following it. And they put those two images together to have that scene that you see in the movie. And it was just really cool to see how, it goes from this wild technical setup to this this really beautiful moment that you see in the movie.
It's also a great scene.
It's a really awesome scene, yeah.
I don't remember nothing stands out in my memory rather as challenging. I think because there was so much joy and light in making it. There was a day when Elwood's character is shot. I had a really bad migraine that day. So that's like the only day I can think of that was like, that I can remember as challenging, because I was not having it. But also like still like there were so many people who were around who were like so supportive. Like Kim was there. I was like leaning on her, like crying. It was just ridiculous. But it was, that was the challenging one, I suppose.
I think I have to stop. I'm just going to say I really mean it. You both did great work and fantastic movie.
Thank you so much.